Hey guys, Civilert here, back again with another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Mega Construx Masters of the Universe Amazon exclusive micro action figure 5-pack. That's right, this is a set of 5 micro action figures from the Mega Construx Masters of the Universe line, brought to us by the fine folks over at Mattel, aka Mega Brands in this case, because Mattel bought out Mega Brands quite some time ago, I believe. They were kind of the Lego competitors, but then kind of merged with Mattel and are even more so Lego competitors because you got to build the sets from the ground up, which I'm not going to lie, is a pain in the butt, but, you know. But I gotta say, it's been a hot minute since we've really seen anything worthwhile from this line, which is kind of funny because these are hot sellers. And the last 2 micro action figures I actually got from this line were these 2 right here, a little Stinkor and a little Fisto. They were in the last set with the Battle Armor Faker, the Snake Armor Tila, and I believe a 2000X Evelyn repaint, because we can't have too many Evelyns, can we? That's sarcasm. 1 is enough. But with that being said, this 5-pack contains Man-E-Faces, which is the only real exclusive in this set, let's be honest here. The rest of these have either been available previously or are going to be available in a set in the future. But we got Man-E-Faces, so that's cool. We got Roboto. This is the mini-comic Roboto. That's also really cool. First time getting him. The mini-comic version of Triclops, which is my first time getting him. I know he's available with the Battle Ram and the Evil Sky Sled set, which also has Mecha-Neck. I want to get my hands on that, but I just haven't had the, $30-40 to pick it up. I really just want the minifigures from this line because I suck at building these. The instructions are abysmal. They're not very good, but I digress. Next up, we got Trapjaw, who is available in one of the mini kits that came in these Skeletor skulls. I actually did a review of those way back earlier this year, I think in February or March. Don't quote me on that, but it was really early in the year, like first few months. And then last but certainly not least, as I always say, we got the mighty Scareglow, my favorite character in Masters of the Universe, who was available in the Mega Construx Heroes line, which featured not just Masters of the Universe characters, but also Predator, Alien, Terminator, Hellboy, God of War, Ninja Turtles, and all kinds of other crazy, wacky franchises. Futurama and Star Trek were 2 more of those that just popped into my head. So, yeah, but he was a pain in the butt to find, along with Stratos. So they reissued them both at this point. Granted, I would prefer a Stratos with red wings and a blue harness, but beggars can't be choosers when you simply cannot find stuff because people are thirsty and want to throw stuff on eBay to try and make a quick buck off it. You're going to have to take what you can get. Although I don't believe the Stratos is nearly as much as the Scareglow. Same with the Faker. That single Faker is actually kind of hard to find too, but since they put him in a 10-pack and that 10-pack went to discount stores, he's dropped in price quite a lot. So with that being said, I'm going to pull each of these guys off of this stand. I have them all kind of tabbed together on one, actually 2 kind of elongated platform pieces. I'm going to take them off and we're going to look at them one by one so there's no background distractions. So that being said, let's kick things off with Mr. Man-E-Faces. And first up, we have the Man of Man-E-Faces, the only real exclusive figure in this set. So getting up close and personal with him. Really nice detailing on this guy. I love how he came out. One of my favorite good guys from MOTU, by the way. And I will say, this set in particular, taking his blaster out of his hand here, I didn't notice a whole lot of that stress stuff going on with the hands. So hopefully that is a thing of the past, but I did recommend to Mattel, because unfortunately my poor Stinkor has that gnarly stress crack on the inside of his hand. Stress mark, I should say. He got that when I put his blaster in. I recommended that they use maybe some PVC material because I learned from Chris at Four Horsemen Studio, shout out to Chris, that PVC, the 95 type, there's 65 to 95, and 95 is like the stiffer PVC, so if they use that, you would be able to rotate the hand no problem and put the weapons in and have the hand kind of warp so it doesn't stress or anything. I mean, they do it on Origins and Masterverse. I think it would be essential to do it on these, especially since a lot of the characters wield weapons. Now, some weapons, for whatever reason, don't stress the hands. I do not know why. They look like the same post size and everything, but scareglows, this guy's, even triclops, although I did heat his hand up. This guy just went for broke and shoved it in there. But, yeah, something to note there. You know, be careful. Hashtag don't break your toys as always. But, yeah, I can't say that this set of figures has the same problems as the last wave, because I also had that problem on Fisto, but I replaced his left hand with one of the older He-Man hands that was previously made in Denmark, which had better plastic quality, so it didn't stress when you put a weapon in it. Anyway, nobody cares about that crap, I'm sure. But I'm just pointing it out because nobody does, and I think it's important to have quality product. If you're paying money for something, you ought to get what you pay for. And I think as far as this set is concerned, that is 100% the case. So, as far as articulation on this guy goes, his shoulders go in and out, up and down. His elbows have hinge and swivel action. He's got a swivel at the waist. He's got a wrist, and the waist, of course. This is a little bit more so because he doesn't have a belt piece, really. But it is a little bit hindered. And then if you take him off the stand here, his legs do kick forward and back, in and out a little bit. And then he's got a single joint at the knee. Then he's got a base plate that's labeled Man-E-Faces, so you don't get him confused with anyone else, although there isn't really a whole ton of these, so it'd be hard to mix them up. But, yeah, another thing to note, he's got human hands. I always thought Man-E-Faces had, like, gloves, but I guess he had human hands at one point. I mean, I assume he has human hands under the gloves, but whatever, I digress. But his main gimmick here is you rotate this dial on the top of his head, and you can switch his faces around, which is pretty cool. Works like a charm. I dig that quite a bit. You can switch from man to robot to monster, just like the little kid in the commercial said. So, that, in a nutshell, is Man-E-Faces. Up next, we have Roboto, the most powerful robot in the universe. Another one of my favorite good guys from MOTU. And this is the mini-comic version of Roboto. I believe Man-E-Faces was supposed to be the traditional kind of toy version. This is clearly the mini-comic version due to the added reds and purples and whatnot to his arms and legs. And he, of course, comes with 3 attachments, much like Trapjaw comes with 3 extras, including the one that's already attached to him. He's got the laser axe, and then on his arm, I have the titty twister of doom, as I like to call it. Then on his back, you can actually store the blaster. So that's pretty cool. But if you are so inclined, you want to make Roboto a freaking badass here, you can pop this hand off. Now, I'm not sure how these hands are as far as holding stuff goes, but you could totally do this and give him weapons on both sides and make him a total boss. I mean, that's pretty cool that Mattel went that extra mile and threw that on there. I was expecting his other arm to be kind of just a standard Mega Construx arm, but instead they added that little extra notch so you can port the weapon on and give him 2 weapon hands, so that's cool. But as far as articulation goes on this guy, it's the same as Man-E-Faces, but his head is, of course, on a ball joint, and his jaw hinges. No. And there is no gimmick in his waist, obviously. It's too small for that, but it looks really cool. I really dig this figure. I wish there was a spot to store this axe, but there is not. At least as far as I can tell, there isn't. But yeah, it looks cool with it nonetheless. And I don't know, I might display them that way. We shall see. And moving on to the evil warriors, we have Triclops, the man who sees everything, even when you don't think he does. He knows exactly what your internet history is, so watch out, fellas. Taking a look-see at him. It's Triclops. It's me as a MOTU character, because his eyes are messed up. He has special glasses. It's totally me, dude. I mean, I'm not this ripped, but, you know, I'm kind of smart. My eyes are screwed up, so I have special glasses. It's close enough. Come on. I can't be scareglow because everyone will be like, oh, of course you'd be scareglow. You know, so that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. This guy's cool. This is the mini comic version. And to my understanding, this is more accurate than the Origins figure because he has less of that burgundy color on his chest. I have to say that does look a little better. I like the more green that he's got going on here. And then, of course, his visor does rotate, spins around. Pity we couldn't see eye to eye. I'm so excited for Revelation Part 2. I don't care if you're not. I enjoy the show. Still not crazy about Sarah Michelle Gellar, but whatever. But, loved Henry Rollins as Triclops, man. I thought that was freaking awesome. Looking forward to that figure, too, that Masterverse figure. Which, can we please get Wave 2 or Revelation already? It's been a hot minute, dude. It's all, come on, man, come on. But, it's all insert online toy collector bitch fest here. This guy is cool, man. I really dig him. I'm surprised he's got 2 of these little bracelet pieces. Maybe that's how the mini comic version was. I do not have the first version of this guy to compare him to, which is the more traditional Triclops, and he comes with the Battle Ram and Sky Sled set, which also has Mechanic. So hopefully I'll pick that up at some point and maybe do a review of it. I haven't really done a review of any of the vehicles from this line. It's mostly just the figures and the mini kits. But I do like this line quite a bit. I think they're fun little toys. Again, the hands could be a little better, but I heated this guy's up before I put his sword in there. So I think it's okay, but I'm not going to take it out because I'm not stupid. So, comes with a stand that says Triclops. Forgot to mention Roboto's comes with one that says Roboto. So, you know, who'd have thought. And then he's also got the little loop on the back. You can store a sword if you want. Or if you're like me and you're a wuss and don't want to stress the hand out. Again, that's my only gripe with this line. Other than that, I love it. I prefer new toys to not do that, but whatever. Guess if the plastic's cheap, it's cheap. Next up, we have Trapjaw, everyone's favorite master of weapons. And this is not the first time we've received this character in this line. We got him previously in his mini comic colors. I believe this is supposed to be the Filmation version, if I'm not mistaken. But as you can see, they are pretty much the same figure, with the exception of the new Trapjaw having different legs. I believe he shares legs with Roboto and Manny Faces, or something close to that anyways. But this guy, as you all remember from a video I did earlier this year, I almost said last year, came in one of these big old honking Skeletor heads, which had like a little turret and stuff in it. So that's pretty cool, but I kind of prefer the Filmation one just because it's a little closer to the traditional Trapjaw, which I'm surprised we don't have yet. But taking a look-see at him, I'm not going to make this too long because I already went over the Trapjaw figure before. He comes with the Fly Swatter, which makes sense for this release because this is a weapon he used in the Filmation series. It just makes sense. And then he's got the gun arm here. And then on his belt, I have the Titty Twister of Doom and the hook. So that is Trapjaw in a nutshell. He's got the Filmation colors going on. The blue torso, the black armor. The head is pretty close to the original look for Trapjaw. You can open and close the mouth as well. It's a little tricky to get in there, but you can be done. Can't open it. Looks pretty funny, but yeah, it's a nifty little Trapjaw figure, I think anyways. I will say I kind of wish the gun on this guy had a little peg on it. That's what she said. Like the Roboto does, so you could peg this in on the back, but I do believe that's where his armor's pegged in, so that wouldn't work anyways. But it's just some food for thought. That'd be a very 2000XC thing to do with this character, because that's how he was in 2000X. He always stored the gun on his back. So yeah, nifty little Trapjaw. If you wanted a classic, original toy Trapjaw, this is your best bet for now. I don't know when we'll get a regular one. I assume he's going to be in a set, but not really planned for the near to distant future, I'm afraid. And last but certainly not least, we have my favorite figure in the set and my favorite character in all of MOTU, Scareglow, the evil spectral servant of Skeletor. So with that being said, taking a look-see at him, he looks awesome, man. And by the way, there aren't going to be any size comparisons in this video, just because these are Mega Construx. You ought to know how big they are. I mean, let's be fair. He's not going to scale well with K11 Spawn or Brother Mandibulus here. They're just too darn big. 7-inch scale, 6-7-inch scale figures here. While these are like, what, 2-inch tops on a good day. That's what she said. A lot of stupid jokes in this video. I apologize. Not really. But yeah, I missed out on the first release of Scareglow. Unfortunately, he was just super hard to find, or the stores didn't get him, or Mattel once again dropped the ball. I don't know. But I'm really happy to have this guy now. And I kind of prefer the colors on this guy, too. The glow-in-the-dark bits match a little better. And then the cape is a little darker. I like the darker cape. And then the staff, I'd probably say, is about the same. And this weapon is actually really easy to get in his hands. It's like the Sorceress, the white Sorceress from the Point Dread with Talonfighter set. Her staff just kind of slid in her hand. This guy's is the same way. It's kind of interesting. But that's probably for the better, because he is made out of glow-in-the-dark plastic. And that's a little bit more fragile than some other types of hard plastic. So, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with not breaking my little Scareglow, because he is my favorite. And I'd be very sad if that happened. It's Scareglow, man. You can't really replace him when crap hits the fan. And I just noticed I left the fly swatter here. But, yeah, Scareglow. Looks like Scareglow. I will test out the glow-in-the-dark feature on this guy in just a moment, but I want to give a quick shout-out to my mom, Mrs. Bryan, for hooking me up with this set. She was nice enough to pick it up for me, because I told her it was super hard to find, and unfortunately, with the stuff I collect, if you don't get it when it's available, there's a 50-50 chance you ain't going to get it at all, so I like to pay for my own stuff, but when stuff is gifted to me, I typically don't pass it up. I feel like that's kind of rude, so I was more than happy to take this set and make a video on it. I really enjoy this this little Scareglow especially. I'm really happy to have him, even though he's mostly reuse, with the exception of the head and the cape. So, I'll take it. But with that being said, let's take a look at that glow-in-the-dark feature before we wrap things up with some final thoughts. And as promised, before we wrap things up with some final thoughts, let's take a look-see at this glow-in-the-dark feature. I'm curious how well my camera will actually pick this up. Bring in the almighty light. Try and get him to really glow here. And unlike the regular Origins Scareglow, who I actually have sitting here, this guy is a little bit easier to hit all at once with my light, so hopefully we will be successful in this endeavor. look at that. His one arm's glowing there. Let's try and get some more of him to glow. Let's just do this. Hit him head on. It's a little bit easier when I'm taking photos with glow-in-the-dark stuff. Tends to pop up a little better. I might do something fancy for the URL for this video. We'll see, but I'm not too sure yet. Hopefully I can get him to glow pretty good. Now, yeah, there we go. Look at that, glowing like a champ, man. Not bad for a little block figure. That's pretty cool. Let's hit him one more time. It's more successful than I anticipated. He's really popping. Yeah, check that out. That's pretty cool. So there is Scareglow and his glow-in-the-dark gimmick. That's pretty cool. So with that being said, now it is time to wrap things up. Some final thoughts. Overall, and I gotta say, for the money, this is a pretty decent little set of figures with some A-list characters as far as I'm concerned. Man-E-Faces and Roboto are two of my favorites from the good guys. And who doesn't love Triclops and Trapjaw, right? And then, of course, you got my favorite character in all of MOTU, Scareglow, for a nice little package bundle here. So, with that being said, if you are at all interested in picking these guys up, I would highly recommend you do so before it is too late. This is going to sell out and go up in value, I think, in the near to distant future anyways. Maybe at some point they'll come down. Maybe at some point all these guys will be released in a easier way to get them. But for now, this is the only way to get them. At least a couple of them. You know, Scareglow people want what the price of this thing is for that old one. So I'd say this is your best bet at getting him at least. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this review. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. If you are so inclined, please hit that notification bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one, because we got to show that algorithm who's boss, right? And if you haven't already, hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. And as always, keep the comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.